Hi everyone, I'm Jordan with Loffler Companies. I work in the IT Solutions Group area. Today I want to talk about small business cybersecurity tips. A lot of organizations and some common misconceptions is that hackers are only looking at large organizations and who is going to give them the most money. Well, to be honest, hackers don't care. All they're looking for is vulnerabilities and who is the easiest organization to get inside of. So we want to talk today a little bit about how you can prevent that and make sure that your environment is secure. Number one, limit access, making sure that you have your physical equipment, your servers, equipment, switches, those types of things, make sure they're locked into a room that only specific people have access to. Password integrity. Everyone hates changing their passwords. That's definitely something that we all complain about on a regular basis. But password integrity is huge. Making sure that you change your password on a regular basis and making sure that the length and the complexity is there. And encouraging your end users to understand why that's important. Because if a password gets out there and a hacker has it and they're in your environment, usually they just sit in your environment until they can find the information that they need in order to take the information that they want. Email security is also important for, password integrity and getting into your email. It's one of those things that it's not just about clicking on a link and having, spam be into your computer. A lot of times email integrity and security is about impersonations as well. So some organizations, they have hacker inside and they realize, okay, so the CFO is the one who is talking to the CEO, and then the CEO asks somebody for a wire transfer. So making sure that they can't get into your email on a regular basis or that they're not in your email is just really important. Secure Wi-Fi, making sure that you have a password on your Wi-Fi. If you don't have a password, you can have, Joe on the street is able to access your information and then they're able to get into your network in that backdoor fashion. Policies. People often forget about writing a policy, or they have a policy that is so complicated that it is not something that people will follow. So making sure that your policies are simple, to the point, and executable. Because if it is a policy that people aren't going to follow or actually execute on, it's almost better to not even have one. Education. Similar with policies, the weakest link in your environment is your end users. Those are the people that are constantly consuming your information, obviously, and they hold all the information with your organization. And so making sure that you're educating them on a regular basis. Why shouldn't you click on a link? Why should you make sure that you know what attachments you are opening? What affects your environment when a hacker gets inside? What effect does that have on your business? What effect does that have on their job? So just doing ongoing education on a regular basis is extremely important. There's a lot of programs. You can put something together yourself. You can obviously have somebody else put something together for you, but just making sure that you're doing that continuous education is extremely important. Sadly, a lot of cybersecurity, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when are you going to get hacked. So if you do happen to get ransomware or your environment is compromised in any way, how are you going to recover from that? So making sure that you are backing up your data on a regular basis, because you don't want to have to pay that ransom money. Nobody wants to have to pay the money, and you never know if you're actually going to get your information back or not. So making sure that you have good backup where you can go back, an hour, a day, 2 days, whatever it might be. But having that backup and a backup disaster recovery plan is what's extremely important. And then obviously just covering the basics, your antivirus, your malware, obviously the education piece as well, but just making sure that you have those blinking lights that everyone talks about in the back room. Your firewalls are up to date. You have the security patches. You're current on your software assurance to make sure that all of the updates and upgrades are happening on a regular basis. Now your environment is, secure from a base level as well as moving up to all of the other areas. So appreciate you listening today. Visit Loffler.com for more information. Thanks so much and have a great day.